You can join me in join your palms together. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ginger, and welcome everyone to the One Dharma Center Sunday service. For the past 6 days, 9 lay practitioners and the One Dharma Center ministers had a winter meditation retreat. 4 times a day, about 1 hour long for each session. Right here in this Dharma hall, we sat on our cushion, just like you're doing right now, or in a chair. Cultivated our calm stillness, our true nature. Although it was not as easy as it may sound, it was worth doing so. The great dedication was made as we support one another, and we were happy to know that we are Dharma friends who walk on this spiritual path together. I think our weekly meditation gathering is as important as the week-long retreat. This is because our regular-based practice is the foundation for everything and anything special. So all of us together, including our YouTube friends, this morning will support each other and practice together. Today, our new 교무님, one Buddhist minister, Reverend Yeowon, will give us a Dharma talk about her Dharma affinity, Dharma connection. Now please join Jason for Qigong movement.
Good morning. Please rise if you feel comfortable with that. We're going to do a little bit of a shaking and self-massage practice today to help us organize our energy to prepare for meditation. So we'll begin just with a standing posture. Just become aware of how you feel in this moment. Grow tall out of the top of your head with your arms dangling naturally at your side. Your knees can be bent slightly as if you're standing on a tall stool or sitting on a tall stool, that is. See if you can begin to sense the space in your body. A sense of volume or space in your feet and legs, in your hands and arms, torso, face. See if you can begin to sense the space in the room, the walls on either side, front and back, even the ceiling and floor. Start to feel yourself surrounded and immersed in this space. And imagine you can hear a sound from far, far away. So we're going to begin by starting to shake and bounce. So just do this in a very relaxed way. There's no really wrong way to do it, just bending your knees and shaking and just letting everything shake out. You can imagine almost like you're a child and just having fun on a trampoline. As we're doing this, we're starting to reorganize our energy. Often after sleep or a long day, the energy can get a little bit chaotic. And this is smoothing it all out and getting everything ready for meditation. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to call out a body part. We're going to start with the brain. And you're going to imagine yourself shaking that body part. And if you like, you can even hum. And imagine humming into that body part. And as that body part is lighting up with some light. So let's shake our brain. So inhale and hum and shake the brain. Now we'll do our eyes. Inhale. Our ears. Imagine them very droopy, almost if they're hitting the ground. We'll go to our throat. Now our chest and our heart. Our shoulders, arms, and hands. We can do our stomach. And finally, our legs and our feet. All right, so now to finish off, we're going to imagine you're shaking water off your hands in front a little bit more vigorously. In front and back. To the sides. Up. And then lastly, again in front. Okay, now we're going to come to a stop and just sense and feel how your body is in this moment and how that may have changed from the beginning. Great. So now we're just going to do a little bit of self-massage, which you can do anytime to continue smoothing out all of the energy that we just created. So we're just going to start by rubbing our face like this. You can imagine making your face really beautiful, like you're at the spa. Then we're going to take our middle fingers and put them around our nose and just massage our nasal passage a little bit like this. Now imagine your fingers are like flashlights and you're going to be shining in as you comb your brain. You have light extending out of your fingers, and you can move from the middle to the sides, as if like you're combing or massaging your brain with light. Now your ears. The other one. Now we're going to bite down on our back teeth like this. And the front. And if some saliva forms, you can swallow it and imagine it blessing and healing all of your internal organs. Okay, a few more. At this junction here, there's a bony part here in your spine at the C7, T1 area, and we're just going to tap this area like this, which is really good for immunity. Okay. Now we're going to work our heart meridians here. Like this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just see how that feels. Notice how it feels in your body. And we're going to switch sides. Do the same thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for the last two, we're going to sit down as we're preparing for meditation. So for the stomach meridian, if you go down from your knee about 3 to 4 finger widths, you'll find like a spot that there's a little bit of a indentation. And we're going to just kind of karate chop this area here. This is really good for digestion and our stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the last one we're gonna take in the middle of our foot. There's this place called Bubbling Well, and this is a kidney spot, and we're just gonna start. So you can imagine that your foot is one side of a drum, and the other side of your drum is your left kidney here. And as you're hitting your foot, you're also vibrating in your left kidney. Okay, now we'll do the other side for the right kidney. Okay, and we're just going to finish by putting our arms over our head and seeing if we can just create a yawn. And then yawning and dropping them. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jason. That was great. Now I think our body is getting ready. And here is the method of sitting meditation. Kathy will guide us with more of that.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in. Grab all your tension and breathe out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms. Then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts, and they will disappear by themselves. And remember to keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjin breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Sutra Chanting Meditation, page 4 and 5.
일원상과 Yeowon is a realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of Buddha's enlightened masters, unenlightened people, sentient beings, and one manifest as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanent. Say one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is, viewed as impermanence, and one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing, regressing with grace, arising from harm, harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Yeowon Sangha, Dharma, Kaya, Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies, deeply knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, till we attain the great empowerment of everyone and become one with the nature of everyone. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, realized that 5 aggregates are empty, thus became free from all suffering and distress. O Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness, emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty, they do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. No form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of fire, no strong body or mind consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of the not first so proclaim the Prajaparamita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awakened, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha.
Gently wiggle your fingers, move around your hands, loosen your arms and shoulders. Bring your arms up high, fingers together, and stretch up. Stretch side to side. One hand down, the other hand behind your head, and stretch your spine to each direction. And back to center. Please join your palms together. And we have Reverend Yeowon, who is fresh out of the seminary school to be a 교무님. And this is her very first Dharma talk ever. So you're lucky to listen to her today. Palms together, let's greet our new 교무님, Reverend Yeowon.
Good morning. Thank you for your warm heart. I could feel it. The title of my Dharma talk today is Dharma Affinity. All people living with both large and small journeys. Most journeys have some purpose, a destination, a starting point, and a process. Within the process is infinite creative transformation. Values that are different from the initial motivation can become the center of mind, and sometimes the destination can change. And the waves of suffering and happiness flow through numerous trials and errors. As such, no one knows a determined answer for one's journey. But one thing is clear, that everyone's journey is made of the truth of the retribution and response of cause and effect. I feel that the past, present, and future is all interconnected. The journey continues from the past, present, and into the future, according to one's own affinities and vows. Today, I would like to talk about my Dharma affinities that have led me to here. I was born and raised in one Buddhist family. I had a strong identity as a one Buddhist and attended every Sunday Dharma service holding my parents' hands. And I'm the eldest in my siblings and felt responsible for the household. If my parents had any difficulties, I always sat in front of the enshrined Yeowon at home, prayed to the Dharmakaya Buddha, and confessed difficulties to the founding master in his picture. I prayed earnestly and vowed to a life of gratitude. And let me talk about my grandmother. Actually, today is a Korean celebration called 정월 대보름, which is the first full moon of the year. My grandmother lived alone 30 minutes by car from my house. Every 정월 대보름, the celebration, I could see her coming with a large pot of sticky rice, the traditional Korean food, on her head, and various side dishes in her both hands. She even used to take a local bus instead of a direct one to save expenses. I couldn't stop her, as she looked so joyful. Her life was like this. She got up even before the sun rose, went out to the fields, worked all day long, and returned home as the sun went down. There was no one to greet her. She ate alone and just went to bed after washing. She was free from selfish motives or delusions, as I saw. Then what was the driving force for her? She forgot her loneliness and hardships only for the family. I always wondered why she gave all to us. Perhaps because of that, I respected those who sacrifice themselves for the sake of others, and I wanted to live like that way too. To help her, I studied hard and went to the university, studying during the week and tutoring students on the weekends to earn money. So I supported my 2 younger siblings while preparing my career as an educator. I had quite hard times to big or small economic or mental problems of my family. One day I heard that my beloved younger sister set the vow to become an ordained devotee, 교무님. I felt like the world was thumping and vibrating. After I managed to settle my mind, I asked myself, what have I been living for? What am I going to live from now on? I felt like I lost direction of my life. She looked changed, and I felt unfamiliar at first. She renewed her mind and life, studying the Dharma and practicing sincerely. She often talked about the Dharma masters and friends to me. She sent me pictures that she worked on children's mind practice camp and said she is so happy. She also told me that she is involved in mentoring program, teaching students how to study well and manage their minds through the teachings of Won Buddhism. She looked great, but I couldn't understand her path. So I just thought like, why does she give up her own success? Why is she more focused on mentoring other students than her younger brother? And I'm her sister, but why does she consider others like her family members? I felt jealousy. One day she came to where I live. As usual, I bought her nice clothes and foods with my hard-earned money for a month. But unlike usual, she didn't seem interested in it. The next day, she said she would go to Yeowon, the sacred place in Korea, to see her dearest Dharma friend. As I let her go and looked at her out of the window, I burst into tears. First, the weight of her responsibility seemed too great for her small body. And second, because she seemed to have a genuine joy and happiness, I became more and more curious about the path she was walking on and the world around her. For me, who struggled within the boundaries of my family, it seemed like a totally different world to consider others as my own. Then one day, while cleaning up her room, I came across a handbook of a mentoring program which applied Won Buddhist core teachings for everyone, regardless of their religious background, and a mentoring log that she had written sincerely for her mentee. It was so creative and really inspired me. As I read the handbook, I realized that the reason I was born into one Buddhist family. Only then I sensed that the mind of the founding master, whom I had just prayed my wishes to, was truly connected with my mind. I had never studied Won Buddhist doctrines deeply and didn't know much about it. However, I could see the threefold study, the fourfold grace, the 4 essentials, and 8 articles, etc., are the great hope for the whole world. I found my mind began to be alive, and I started to admire the masters who led her life. I attended all lectures everywhere the workshops of the program were held. As I learned, I put it into practice first and taught it to my students. To my surprise, I saw them illuminate their minds by being told what I learned from the program. My belief to the Dharma of the great way of Yeowon was becoming even stronger. I met her Dharma teacher and friends there who practiced and studied together to make a better world amidst their busy work lives and implement the movement to renew not only themselves but also their family, societies, and the world. There was no distinction between ordained and lay people. They looked just ordinary, but I was able to feel their pure and great vow. They felt my agony as theirs, not superficially but truly, which made me believe that there is somebody in this world to help me to solve my problem. At the suggestion of my sister, my family participated in the fixed-term training at the headquarters of Won Buddhism in Korea. There, I met many masters who have dedicated their lives to realizing the great vision of the founding master. The deep compassion that went from mind to mind really touched me. Listening to the Dharma talk by the master on the transmission verse of the third prime Dharma master Daesan, tears welled up in my eyes. The truth is one. The word is one. The humanity is one household. The world is one workplace. Let us cultivate one world. When I looked at the world from a new perspective, through the eyes of the masters who was walking on a Buddha path, I could see there were so many people in this world in a more difficult situation than my family. I confessed my family difficulties to my master, and I could see his eyes tear up. He said that the cause of my suffering was I row a small boat only for my family. And then he said, "You are going to go with all sentient beings in a big boat." It was then I had realized that there were boundaries in my mind that I didn't originally have. I found that my earnest wish, everyone in the world could live a happy life by coming out of the small house or out of their boundaries and living as one with the world and the big house. And it led me to a life of ordained devotee, Gyumunnim. My family was included in it, and I became convinced that living for the world is a greater filial piety. As a pre-minister for 3 years at Yongsan University of Science Studies in Korea and 2 years at One Institute in the US, I've been preparing for the future by learning and practicing Won Buddhist teachings for edification of the world. I made up my mind to take the path of showing great gratitude by cultivating my mind first. I didn't choose a path to comfort not only my mind away from the complicated world, but rather struggle with the world, going beyond my own attachment of happiness. I wanted to breathe new hope into many lives. However, there was many mountains to walk on. The biggest mountain was the attached mind to the Dharma. 5 years ago, before I entered Yongsan University, my master gave me the Diamond Sutra. I didn't know his intention at that time. I put a lot of effort into cultivating myself thoroughly as a Dharma. However, as time went on, even though I got many words from scriptures, I felt that my mind was darkened. I couldn't catch my mind getting sharper and colder, rather than warmer like the masters. I became too strict with myself and others. Eventually, I exhausted my all energy and got an illness of my body. Fortunately, with the help of many masters, I found the cause of the disease in my mind, and externally, I went to the hospital to undergo surgery and recovered. This huge sensory condition made me reflect more seriously on the meaning of the illness that truth provided me. I also reported the symptoms to my master to seek advice for finding out the root cause. Even though I had a clear goal, I could not set the direction of practice properly. I always had no room in my mind, and I put the most energy into everything. After consulting with my masters, I found out that it was from the same mind functioning as I had done when I used excessive mental energy while dealing with my family problems from the young age. No matter how good the intention was, if I didn't use my mind in a natural way, my body and mind would be damaged, and I would not be able to follow the same path as masters as I vowed. This is because the masters put in all their devotion, but not living off their self-nature, but just entrusted the results to the truth. That was the true meaning of being selfless. The real Dharma is not the mind attached to the conception of Dharma. Only then did I understand what the Master meant for me to study the Diamond Sutra. Now I've been practicing putting my various thoughts down one by one, and I have felt to be right. Whenever some thoughts come up, it must be like this. I think of not, but not either. The Dharma masters and Dharma friends helped me even when I was about to be astray from the right path. I will not forget the fundamental grace of my masters who gave birth to my mind and nurtured me in every way, and my Dharma friends who guided me, just like my parents who gave birth to my body and raised me with all their strength. Also, I will practice wholeheartedly with you so that more people renew their mind and life through this Dharma area. I will conclude with the Master Chengsan's teaching. The most important conditions for our practice over an eternity of kalpas are our vows and our Dharma affinities. Our vows help set our direction. Our Dharma affinities help to guide and foster our vows. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Yeowon. I think we could all feel that her exuberant in her spirituality as a beginner, as a person who walks on her Dharma path freshly. And thank you, Reverend Yeowon, for sharing your story, your Dharma journey all the way to our community. I think each and every person's Dharma journey is special, and especially when it comes to an ordained people. Just like Reverend Yeowon's family and her teacher inspired her to be who she is today, our community, you and I in this Dharma Center also make good affinity with her, and we will all walk together on this path to progress our spirituality. So once again, welcome Reverend Yeowon. Let us give all big applause. Page 6. Essential Dharmas of Daily Practice.
Essential Dharmas of Daily Practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
Few announcement. Next Sunday at 11:30 after this Dharma service, we'll hold a deliverance service for our long-term Dharma friend, John Eve, who passed away last December 28th. So deliverance service is the special ritual we offer for a person's departing spirit. So I hope you can join us and support John's spirit and his family next Sunday at 11:30. And Yongsan's Day program, I know some of you know about this program, Yongsan, the birthplace of Won Buddhism, where Reverend Yeowon went to school. We resume the program that we have 2 weeks of Yongsan's Day program this year in April, and Reverend Yu has more information about that.
Yes, for the last 2 years, because of the COVID-19, it was canceled, so it starts again. It's for 2 weeks retreat. If you have more time, you can stay in Yongsan University in that residence 1 more week. So because of some benefactor, as long as you have an airplane ticket or room and board the program, it's provided, it's free. Some people from our past experience arrive in Seoul 1 week earlier to some sightseeing, some another group of people. After their retreat, some people go to Jeju Island to do sightseeing or visit China or Japan. The itinerary you can freely create. So because of the room situation, they cannot accept more than 8 people. There are just 8 rooms, and all people will be provided single rooms. So I heard a couple of spots are still open. If you are interested in joining the retreat, so let me know this Sunday or next Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have these 3 books newly published through Revenue and his translation team's great effort. So these 3 books are available in our gift shop. Good books. And we have final call for the online lecture offered by Revenue. So this is 10-week Dharma course. You will be learning the essential teachings of Won Buddhism through this Dharma classes online. And if you apply the scholarship within 3 days, you can get some help from this. Take a look and get more information as you read this flyer. Page 9, let us sing morning prayer song. Dharma Kaya Buddha fourfold grace. I begin a new day in your presence. Today, health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today, gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Thank you for your practice today. Hope to see you next Sunday.